Hello, welcome. This is Mompreneurs to Millionaires. We are live today. So glad you're here. Today we are talking about Instagram tricks. Ooh, I love this one. So juicy. So if you are here, just give me a little wave or a thumbs up. Let me know if you're watching on the live, just type live below, or let me know if you're watching on the replay. Just say replay below. I'd love to know who comes in on Wednesdays and who comes in later. Awesome, thanks so much for being here. So today, Instagram tricks. Thank you to everyone who voted. This was another overwhelming vote for Instagram. So I'm so curious what your Instagram questions are. Tell me below, what do you love about Instagram and what is your challenge? Tell me below, what is your challenge with Instagram, right? So many questions. All right, so today we are going to talk about it, right? We are going to talk about how to get Instagram working for you. I'm going to share 4 tricks that I have learned over the last decade that I've been on Instagram. 4 tricks that I think a lot of people miss that can help you get more action, right? More action on Instagram, more action takers. Here's what I will say about Instagram, right? Over the last 10 years, it has been the least converting, right? Unfortunately, it is always the shiniest object because it gets you addicted to growing followers, right? And this is where we need to utilize it to the max for our business. It is a great place to grow an audience and get followers. Very easy. Find your people, follow them, they follow you back, right? It is great to grow followers. Hard to get them to take action. Tell me below if you feel like it is hard to get people to take action. Here's the key, right? Instagram is not clickable. It is the least clickable out of all the social media platforms, right? Link in bio, that's it. Or in the stories, that's the only place. It's hard to get action takers from Instagram, but really easy to gain followers. So that is the name of the game. We're gonna talk more about it, what to post, how to get it working for you, right? So stick around, it's gonna be great. So again, thank you to everyone who voted. I put out a poll every Tuesday in my Facebook group and I ask what questions should we talk about? What topics should we talk about? If there's something, a burning question that you have for your business, tell me below or reach out to me privately. I would love to know what you feel like is something you want to learn about or what you feel like is a question that you feel like keeps coming up for your business and is kind of holding you back from moving it forward to that next step, right? We all want to up level. Let's up level together, right? My big belief in life is that we rise together. I am here to support other women, and I think if we all share access to the knowledge that we have, we can all learn from each other, right? We can all learn. I love learning. Tell me below, right? Are you a forever student, right? I just asked this on my personal profile. I think forever learning, right? I think that is what we are meant to do. We go through our learning educational years, and that teaches us how to learn, really. But then after that, we get to choose what we learn, right? But I don't think we ever stop learning. So if you're here, you're probably like me, wanting to learn more about business. I love learning about business. I love talking about business. I love it. So let's talk more about it. Tell me what you want to learn about. I'd love to hear. But again, thanks so much to everyone who voted. Obviously today, the winner topic was Instagram tricks. So we are going to talk about it. And I always like to say this is for go-getters, right? I know this group is full of go-getters. You are an action taker, you are resourceful, you are a business owner, you are here to gain some knowledge, gain a little nugget, gain a little something, a little tip or a trick that's gonna help move your business forward, right? So with that, I always like to invite you to put on your abundance crown. I love calling it a crown because you are a goddess. We are all goddesses from within. And you have the power to make change, right? Anything is possible. Abundance to me is that everything and anything is possible in this world, but you have the power. You have the power within you to change. So with that, I invite you to write down 2 things from this video. You can download all the free material in the world, right? You can take a free course, watch a free video, but it is only worth your time if you get something out of it, right? So I really encourage you to write down 2 things from today's video that's either an aha moment or a little action that you're gonna try or a new strategy or something you hadn't thought of, right? And I would love to hear it. So feel free to comment as they come up if you think of 2 action items that you're gonna try, like, I didn't think about it like that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try that. I'd love to hear, or you can always message me, of course, as well. So pick 2 things from today's video so that you get something out of it, right? You are resourceful. I know that you are capable of figuring out a lot on your own. But here's the thing that I have learned, right? Doing it yourself is sometimes the slowest way to either success or failure, right? I never like to say failure. Everything is a learning process. But if you're gonna fail or succeed, don't you want to get there faster so you can pivot and figure out what to do next, right? So DIY, unfortunately, is a great way to start, but is often the slowest way, right? So to me, the quickest way, obviously, every time I have invested in my business, invested in a coach, hired some help, it has moved my business forward. So I think the quickest way to move your business forward is to learn from those around you, right? Learn from those who have gone before you. I made all those mistakes so that you don't have to, right? I want to share with you specifically what not to do and what to do, right? So that is, I think, the quickest way to move yourself forward. But again, taking away some free material is great if you get something out of it. So definitely tell me what you get from this video. I would love to hear. So we're going to talk about Instagram tricks, right? And before I do that, I wanted to share with you a client of mine just the other day was spinning all her wheels, right? Posting here, posting there, running out of time. I don't have time for anything. And we really tried to focus on, okay, what is bringing in income? What are these income generating activities, right? What are these pieces of your business that are actually moving your business forward? Is it posting? More than likely, posting and hoping is not bringing you business. If it is, obviously keep doing that. But if it's not, I would not focus on posting, right? To me, the biggest thing I have learned over the last 10 years is that posting and hoping is exhausting, right? And the thing we don't say out loud is that it doesn't work, right? Unfortunately. I don't think content, making your content, adjusting your content, making it prettier, I don't think that is what is going to move the needle. It is about starting conversations and building relationships. I'm a big believer in getting leads, a predictable lead flow to your business every single day. That way you can start conversations, figure out your message as you go, right? Figure out what resonates, figure out what people need, what is their problem really, what words are you saying are resonating, figure that out, and that's gonna be in those one-on-one relationships. Start some conversations. It is not gonna be about posting, because if posting isn't working, more posting is not going to work, right? It is not about adjusting. You don't have enough one-on-one feedback to change anything in your content, right? If no one is seeing your posts, stop posting, right? Start building relationships. So that is my firm belief. If you're new here, my name is Christina. I started my first little Etsy shop back in 2010, right? And I always say one of the biggest lessons I learned is that the internet is huge, right? Did anyone else learn that lesson? Come to that realization? So when I started my little Etsy shop, I thought if I build it, people will come, right? Anyone else think that? Fast forward to 2014, my husband and I opened a little brick and mortar. We opened a bike shop, coffee shop. It was the perfect little conglomerate business of our marriage. He liked bikes, I liked coffee. We had so much fun. It was a really great business. And again, smacked in the face with that lesson, if you build it, they don't just come, right? We really thought if we had the perfect location, the perfect bikes, the perfect coffee, products, services, colors, products, all the things, right? If we build it, people will come. Come to find out they don't, right? And that is hence marketing, right? That is the whole reason to marketing. So I've always learned, I keep learning time and time again, you have to go to them. And what I have found is the best way to go to them and build a support system around your business, building a community that starts these relationships and starts genuine conversations is, I think, Facebook groups. Facebook groups is the easiest funnel out there. And so back in 2010 with my Etsy shop, I found other Etsy shop owners in Facebook groups. And that was the only thing that grew my business so that I was actually making sales. Then at the bike shop, we created a community. We created a Facebook group because in our local town, right, there are many local Facebook groups. You probably have neighborhoods and city Facebook groups, right, near you. So we created a Facebook group for our business, for the bike shop, and to create events, right? We wanted people to come in, cupcakes and cruisers, right? That was my main event. and to really build that community around our business. And actually that Facebook group is such a testament to the Facebook group community. It is still running to this day. So we closed the bike shop in 2016. So that has been 10 years that Facebook group is still up and running. There are guys still getting together through that Facebook group, going on bike rides to this day, which is really, such a testament, I think, to the community that we built, and that people want to belong. People want to be seen and heard, share common values, share common goals, and rally together, right? And that is what you can do with your business. That is really about building a movement with your business. If you want to have more impact, if you want to create movement, building a Facebook group, I think, is the easiest way to not only get leads every day, but to build that community and get people supporting you and building around you and growing together, right? I really think that is the key to Facebook groups. So if you're at all interested in Facebook groups, right, I'll talk a little bit more about my VIP one-on-one challenge. It is 5 days of videos, and we get to work on it together. So you get me in Messenger one-on-one working for 5 days on your specific business. So if you're at all interested in growing your Facebook group, just say VIP below. I'd love to talk more with you about that. So back to Instagram, right? So at the bike shop, again, we mainly focused on that Facebook group and, of course, what I would say personal marketing, right? It was a local spot, so we really had to get out physically to the places where people were hanging out, go to them. I wish I had utilized Instagram. We did a lot. I kind of feel like back then, 10 years ago, right? Instagram was more of a pretty place. Everyone wanted pretty pictures, that kind of thing, right? I did not utilize it to get people in my door. I think it gained visibility a bit, right? And I would always encourage, if you have a local shop, to tag your location. So that is definitely something that we learned at the bike shop. Tag your location, make sure you show up on maps in your profile, use hashtags that are local to your area, and follow other businesses in your area if you're a local shop. So that is really one of the keys, right, to Instagram for sure that we learned. But I did not utilize it back then to its full advantage. So I've learned so much since then, and I want to share it with you. All right, so getting back to our 4 tricks to Instagram. So the first trick to Instagram, like we said before, it is really easy to follow people on Instagram, right? And most people will follow back because you get a notification, because you can really easily look at your followers and you can follow a bunch of people and follow them back. So follow your people, right? So be strategic about this. You don't have to follow back everybody who follows you, but be strategic. Look for your people. Find your target audience. Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to learn from? And follow them. And here's a little trick. Follow their followers. Right? So if you follow a favorite coach or guru online on Instagram, follow their followers, right? Because they're also interested in that strategy, method, mindset, those types of things. So definitely finding your people is key. You can search hashtags, you can search for profiles, many ways to kind of find your people. That is the easiest way to grow your audience, is to follow strategically, right? So follow people. And if you want more follows, likes, and comments, follow, like, and comment, right? That's really the name of the game. Reciprocity, right? So be reciprocal. If you want more action in your Instagram, take more action, engage with other accounts, and be strategic, right? Engage with people you want to work with, people you are already connected with, right? But engage and you will get more engagement. So that is really the key. Follow, like, and comment to get more follows, likes, and comments. That's definitely Instagram trick number 1. So if you're already doing that, great. You are already halfway there. I definitely think you have to be careful, right? You don't want to follow like 100 people a day. You will get shadow banned, right? Or you will get slowed down by Meta, of course. And that's a word of caution everywhere, right? Any strategy that you do, if you do it 100 times, you are going to get flagged as a robot. So be really careful, right? With any strategy that you learn, any strategy that I talk about, obviously be a human, right? Be at a normal human pace, right? So don't go friend request 100 people after I say invite your friends, right? Don't go messenger 100 people after I talk about the DMs, right? But definitely use the tools in each platform to your advantage, but just be a genuine human, right? Maybe limit it to 10. Do 10 a day of something and start there, right? Especially if you're new to some of these strategies. If you start hard, right? If you go in hard and fast, you might get flagged, right? So just be really careful about being spammy. Nobody wants to be spammy. Nobody wants to be spammed, right? So just think about that from another perspective, that if you're being really fast and you're following 100 people, slow things down, right? Just be a genuine human at a human pace. Don't look like a robot. All right, so that's just a word of caution. But definitely that's trick number 1, follow, like, and comment to get more follow, likes, and comments. And be strategic, right? Follow, like, and comment on accounts that you want to work with or accounts in your target audience and their followers, right? That is the name of the game. All right. Trick number 2. So here is what I think is the secret sauce. So the secret sauce to the whole strategy is to get more leads into your Facebook group. If you are using your Facebook group like a sales funnel, and again, I think it is the easiest sales funnel because it is building genuine relationships and you get many different levers inside that Facebook group, more so than on a social media profile, right? You get different levers to get engagement, to get people to take action, to learn from your audience, and to get feedback. Those are so many great advantages in the Facebook group that are not the same over on your social media profile. So using those levers to your advantage inside the Facebook group is such an easy way to build a sales funnel to start getting people to take action, get leads every single day into your world. That is the name of the game. So if you're treating your Facebook group like your sales funnel, your container where you're putting all of your potential beautiful audience, target audience and potential customers, then you want to use that to warm them up, right? That's your container. But to get more people into your container, right? That's when they start pulling these levers. You pull the levers, you start these conversations. So using your Instagram account to get those followers who are not taking action, you know they are your ideal client, get them over to your Facebook group. Most people have Instagram and Facebook connected, right? If they don't, that's okay. If they're not on Facebook, that's great. That's totally fine. You can at least start the conversation. So here's the key, is getting in the DMs of Instagram. That is trick number 2. If you are not in the DMs on Instagram, you are missing out. It is the easiest place to slide into the DMs, right? There are far less security barriers that you have to go through to get in the DMs of Instagram. I think Messenger is much more, right? There's usually like a hard, they put you in different folders, and they can do the same thing on Instagram, but it is far easier, I think, to be seen in the Messenger, in the DMs of Instagram than on Messenger through Facebook. So get in the DMs on Instagram. This is the key to everything. Invite them to your Facebook group. Here is where they are going to take action, right? It is really hard to take action on Instagram. Nothing's clickable, right? We're going to talk about that in a minute, but nothing is clickable. It's hard to get them to take action. So invite them in the DMs. If they followed your account and they are your ideal client, if they commented on your account and they are in your ideal, right? And they're in your ideal client, send them a DM. Invite them to your Facebook group. Hey, I saw you liked my content on blah, blah, blah. We're talking more about free resources and tips on that very topic over in my Facebook group. I'd love to have you. So many beautiful women are over here and we're talking about that same thing. I saw your post on this. I'm sharing more tips on that over here in my Facebook group. Come on over, right? It is a great, easy way to get people from Instagram and turn those followers into actual action takers. So get them from Instagram or any other social media platform, get them over to your sales funnel. Right? Invite them, start a conversation. And if they're not on Facebook, then that's fine too. At least you started a conversation, right? That is a great conversation starter. And here's what I love about the Facebook group. To me, it is the easiest ask. It is a low commitment level. So many of us are in a million different Facebook groups, right? It is no thing to be like, hey, I got this Facebook group where I'm sharing more resources. They are already interested. They followed your account. They liked something. They commented, right? Of course, they're going to join your Facebook group. Easy breezy. It's easy. I'm in a million different Facebook groups. I know how that works, right? This is the key. There are lots of social media platforms and there are lots of new containers coming up all the time, right? And they all might have really great advantages and you never know, right? Try something out for sure. But here's the thing about new containers that come up. The majority of people are not in the new containers. They don't know how they work, right? Most people in your target audience know how Facebook works. It's the biggest, right? If you hate to admit it, it's hard to ignore. Facebook is the biggest and the baddest out there, right? They are the biggest. They have all the data. They're holding all the cards. Everybody is on there every single day. Go where your audience is, right? Most of your audience is already on Facebook. So asking them to your Facebook group is a really neutral ask. You're not asking them to sign up for your newsletter. You're not asking them to go join your, other platform. Maybe it's on school or someplace else where they have to download a new app. They already have the Facebook app on their phone, right? Most of them. It is really easy to join a Facebook group if you already have the Facebook app, right? If you're asking me to download a new app, I'm going to think twice and probably not going to do it, right? Also, if I join something on a new platform that I don't really know how it works, I'm not going to get the full advantage of that platform. Facebook groups, people understand how they work. They think it's safe. It already has an authority, right? You don't have to build trust about this new platform. You don't have to convince them that Facebook groups is something that you can join and it's really easy and fun, right? They already know. They're already in other Facebook groups for sure. So something to think, right? It's really a neutral ask to me. It's a really easy commitment, low commitment level. Hey, I'm in this other, come on, join us over in my Facebook group. It's really easy. So to me, that is my favorite secret strategy, is to invite people from your other platforms where they are not taking action to your Facebook group where they pull the levers and start conversations, where they take action. Getting them to the Facebook group is turning them from a regular follower, to a lead. And the great part of, and the key to everything in Facebook groups, is those 3 entry questions. You can ask them, are you my person? Do you want my freebie? And do you want more? Those are the 3 questions to really get started in your Facebook group. That pulls the lever and starts conversations. That tells you their level of interest. Being a follower, right? You have no control over who follows you. You have no way of qualifying those followers unless you're asking questions and unless they take action. So that is the easiest way to get them to take action, is over in the Facebook group. All right, so that is trick number 2, is invite them in the DMs. Get in the DMs, right? Instagram is a great place for DMs. Get in the DMs, invite them to your Facebook group. All right, trick number 3. This is another one that is so overlooked, right? And I myself am still always trying to figure out the best way to do this. But most people do not know how to respond to your post, to your content, to anything. People might see it, oh, that's cute. Think about your own habits. You are scrolling, right? At a pretty fast pace. You are scrolling in your feed. If you like something, it's really quick and easy to like that. Click that heart, move on. Click the heart, move on, right? Unless I know in about 0.2 seconds flat what I should do, how I should respond, I'm probably not going to respond. So this is the key, is to use a call to action, right? That is trick number 3, is use a call to action. And I would put it near the top of your content. So in the caption, near the top of that Instagram post. Even better is you can use a color block post from Facebook. That's another idea. You can use a color block post and take a snapshot of it and use that as your picture on Instagram, right? I did that for a while and I think it had some really great success. I switched to other strategies, but I'm always thinking about going back to that, using the color block screenshots over on Instagram, because again, people are scrolling. You want to smack them in the face with your call to action, with what you've got, right? Hey, do you like, pizza or pasta? Of course, everyone loves to respond to that. Or do you want my free workshop? Or do you need this freebie? Do you have this problem, right? So somewhere in the definitely the top first paragraph of your caption, and I would say in the first 1 to 2 lines, because most people are not clicking the see more, right? Notice your own habits again. If it's a long form post, most people are not clicking the see more to extend that post. So that call to action has got to be near the top. Tell them what to do tell them how to respond, right? If it's an open-ended question, sometimes those are a little bit harder for people, right? Give them a yes or no, or do you agree, right? If it's a hard question, like, community over content, do you agree? Yes or no, right? Then I know it's a yes or no. And then people will start commenting. So think about an easy call to action. do you want my freebie? You know, DM me. You can say that, but I would prefer comments, right? Comment VIP below, right? Comment freebie below. Something like that to get the conversation going. So those are some really great ideas, call to action and near the top. So that is definitely trick number 3. And this really comes into that organic, right? We really want to get more organic engagement over on Instagram. And this speaks to kind of all of the different levels, right? But definitely the liking, commenting, and following other accounts will get more people to like, comment, and follow your account. But the call to action is also how you are going to get people to engage, right? It is really easy to gain followers, really hard to get engagement. So that call to action is really going to be key to get organic traffic, organic movement in your Instagram account. So definitely think about it, an easy call to action. That's really the key. All right, the last trick, number 4, is links, right? We already talked about Instagram is the least clickable, right? Out of all the social media platforms. It, again, was designed for pictures and beautiful pictures, right? That's really, it's in their logo. The camera is in the logo. So it's harder to click, right? And I'm sure things will probably change, but there are 2 places to click. Not in the posts, right? People cannot click in your posts. People can click in your profile, right? And sometimes you say link in bio. Sometimes that gets you spammed. Sometimes that shows to less people if you say link in bio. Everybody knows your link is probably in your bio. And here's what I would say is what link to put in your bio. I would definitely make, if your Facebook group is your sales funnel, make your Facebook group your first link. What's great about Instagram is you can use, I think it might be up to 4 or even more links in your profile, and you can label them, right? So you could have a link to your blog and label it something cute, right? Read the latest on wellness tips. You can include your YouTube channel if you have that, but I would always include your Facebook group to be number 1 link and have it be either the name of your Facebook group or, you know, come get this freebie when you join, come promote in my group when you join, right? And have the link and a label there in your profile. You can have more than 1. Right? No longer do you need, you can have a Bitly or a, what are those other, those other ones where you can have a link tree, right? One of those. You don't have to, right? You don't have to have one of those other landing pages. You can have multiple links on your Instagram profile and on your Facebook profile as well, right? So anyway, definitely think about what links you're sharing in your profile. The other place where you can put a link is in the stories. Right? So many of you, this is one of the tricks that I think is really valuable. You can either share, if you have a reel or a post that you've created, you can share it to a story and just have it be the same content, and you can add a link, a clickable link to the story. And I would always suggest saving your stories to your highlights. So you've probably noticed those little bubbles, those little circles in people's profiles. What I love about the highlights is that you can categorize your business. So when someone does look at your profile, and again, more people are spending time in their feed, right? Not as many people are going to your profile. But if they do, they can see the bubbles, they can see the highlights, and you can categorize or organize your business, right? Start here. I love that bubble. If you have a blog, you can do that. Book a session with me here, right? Learn more about this there, right? Upcoming workshop, events, whatever it is. You can kind of break things down so it's really easy for people to know how to engage what you offer, right? So save your stories to the highlights and label the highlights. And Canva's really great for making cute little cover photos for those highlights, and you can have the names of them or just label them or just have them be colors or anyway, something cute, right? That goes with your branding. So save the stories to the highlights and add a link to the stories. It's a clickable link, right? So I do this with my podcast all the time. Spotify is really easy to Instagram. You can share it to the story and you can add a clickable link to the story. So that's another place for people to click, right? Another place for people to take action. So again, I would not put all your eggs in this Instagram basket, right? Many people are not clicking, I don't think, in the stories or in your profile, but using the strategy to get people from Instagram, it's a great place to grow a following and get them over to your Facebook group. I think that is the easiest strategy, the easiest sales funnel to get your people in a container, get them supported around your business, building a community of people that feel seen, heard, and love and support you. right? And that you have the solution to their problem. People want to belong, right? And I really think that's what community provides, and they want to do it with you. So provide them the space, right? Awesome. So that is really it for our 4 Instagram tricks. Just to recap, right? The first one is to follow, like, and comment. The second one is to invite people to your Facebook group in the DMs over on Instagram, or just start a conversation in the DMs, right? And number 3 is use a call to action in the very top 1 to 2 lines of your caption. Call to action, and make it easy, an easy call to action, right? I think send me a DM is a little more passive, right? I would say comment below, and then it's on you take the ownership to send them a DM, right? I think that's a little bit easier for them. So just think about what would make it easy for them, the call to action. And then the last one is use links strategically. So definitely in the profile and definitely in the stories. And make sure you're sending them to a place that's easy for them. Again, I think the Facebook group is a really easy ask. So if you are using that link to get people over there, it's much easier for people to click join my Facebook group than sign up for my newsletter, right? That's a much bigger commitment. Even though in your Facebook group, you can ask sign up for my newsletter, but it's a much harder, I think, action to take off of Instagram, right? If you're on Instagram and you're asking them to click off it, it's much easier to say, join my Facebook group. Oh, I know what that looks like. I know that's a low commitment. I know I don't have to pay. I know I don't have to enter any data, right? It's a really easy ask to join my Facebook group. So that's the 4 Instagram tricks. If you are feeling like you are posting and hoping and you could use that next step, right? That is really what we talk about in my VIP one-on-one challenge. This is really about building that Facebook group funnel to make sure you are getting leads every single day. To me, the biggest thing that has moved my business forward is getting a predictable lead flow every day. Then it's on me to know what to do with them, right? And that would be the next step. After we can build a lead flow, a lead strategy into your system, if you had a bunch of leads coming in every day, wouldn't that be a great problem to have? Then the next step, of course, is sales, and we can talk all about that. I love talking about sales, but getting that lead flow, that predictable daily lead flow to your business is so important to not only build your confidence that you understand what's going on, right? That you know how to get leads every day. Wouldn't that feel good? To me, also knowing what to do every day. And then the third one is to get feedback, right? I really think that building this community around your business allows you to adjust your messaging, adjust your pricing, adjust your offers, right? Because you're getting feedback from genuine people who are already in your ideal client audience, right? So that is really, I think, the key to using Facebook groups to get that predictable flow into your business. So that is always what we talk about in my VIP challenge. It is 5 days of videos at your own pace. It doesn't have to take 5 days. It can take shorter, it can take longer, whatever your pace is. But you get me in the DM. So you get me in Messenger one-on-one support where we are applying each video to your particular business. So if you are thinking, okay, the Facebook group sounds like an interesting concept, but how would that look for my specific business? That's what we can talk about in the VIP challenge. I would love to help. Just say VIP below, and I'll definitely reach out to you. But also if you already have a Facebook group, right, and you've got it started, but things have kind of gotten stale, right? Things have kind of died off. People are not responding. Nobody's engaging. You're not getting movement in your Facebook group. Definitely the VIP challenge can help with that. It is called 50 members in 5 days. So it is all about how to grow your Facebook group, but also get it engaging. Because that's really the hard part, right? Is that you can build this beautiful Facebook group, but if people are not responding inside your group, then it's really not doing you a service, right? It could be working harder for you. So definitely say VIP below if you already have a Facebook group or if you want to start a Facebook group and want to know what that looks like for your business. I'd love to help with that. Awesome. I always offer one-on-one support. I always say if you feel like you could use a little bit of mindset for your business, if you could use a little bit of strategy and even a little bit of tech, right? Those are all things that I can help with because I feel like those are such parts of business that can be really challenging, right? And I don't want you to have to struggle the same way I did. I made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. So I'm here to share what I learned so that you can get there faster. I don't want you to waste years like I did, right? I want you to get to your goals faster. And the best way to do that, I think, is to learn from other people. Learn from the people that have gone before you, right? So if you are feeling stuck, I always say too that being stuck to me is far scarier than taking that leap of faith. growth does not happen inside your comfort zone, right? You sometimes have to take that leap of faith in order to figure out your next move, right? If you're staying stuck, to me, that is scarier because you don't have hope. You don't know what to do, right? To me, not knowing what to do is really scary, right? And you don't have hope because you're like, well, this has gotten me this far. I'll just keep doing that. I know it's safe, but you're not growing, right? So to take that sometimes scarier step out of your comfort zone, I think can be far more advantageous to your business than being stuck, right? Because at least with taking a step, at least you have hope of what could be, right? And to me, that is far more exciting than staying stuck, right? So if you are interested in any strategy or getting a little bit of mindset shift or even a little bit of tech, just say strategy below. Of course, I always offer a free call where we can really talk about where the gaps are in your lead strategy, how to get more leads to your business every single day. I love talking about lead strategy, so feel free to reach out, or you can just say strategy below. All right, I think that is it. I always like to say too that we are not meant to do this alone, right? If you are feeling alone in your business, I too felt like an island, right? So many of us do, where no one understands my business, my life, my situation, right? And I get it. We are all on a unique path and a unique journey, but we are here to do it together, right? We are not meant to do this alone. We are meant to learn from each other, build each other up, support each other. We rise together. That is my big goal in life, my big mission. So if you are with me, I'm moving up and I'm bringing you with me. So definitely, so glad you're here. Thanks so much for sticking